answers together. The quizzes are slightly different, but slightly the same, so let's go through them. Plumbing, the correct number of options is 4 to 6. Okay. 4 to 6 is the right number. HV or electrical, 4 to 6. And question number 1 for HVAC, blank gets 3 options every time. Every customer gets 3 options every time, and the easiest way to do this is if they're pre-printed, they're pre-populated. If that's the case, then they just happen. They're just living there every time. What specific solution must be included in every option? Initial problem. You got to solve the reason you were there. So that is to say that an option that says water treatment, when you were called out there for garbage disposal, is not an option. That water treatment needs to be bundled with whatever it takes to fix the garbage disposal. Right? So that might be new garbage disposal or repair the garbage disposal with water treatment. Right? That's a real option. But as a standalone, that doesn't exist. Neither does thermostat exist as its own option. Right? Only bundled in with something else. That solves the problem you were called out for. Rounding to the nearest dollar. In plumbing, it's asked, why is it recommended? So let's do this 2 things. Should you round to the nearest dollar?
Yes.
Should you use commas, dollar signs? No. Why?
Keep it clean.
Keep it clean.
It also makes the number bigger.
It does add to the size of the number. Adding the extra 86 cents to it makes it look bigger. Which may point to why I'm doing that with your brakes. Just think about that for a moment. There's a reason for everything. You've been tracked. I know some of you wondered why the weird numbers. You continue to ask yourself that. So yes, you want to keep it clean. You want to keep it simple. You just want to make it easy to read. One of the worst things that we do in our, and I don't know who told us that this was a good idea. Everything you go buy has one price. Want to buy this car? Here's the price. Want to buy this house? Here's the price. Want to buy this TV? This is the price. There isn't 6 prices listed for that same TV. If you were born in January, but you got red hair, then you and that's what we do. We have these there's 4 or 5 prices for any one task. Right? Is it compared, is it with another task, or is it by itself, or is it standard price, or is it value price, and then is it finance or not? Wow, you want to confuse the heck out of somebody. Every time that they have to every time that they look at a price, they make a value decision. I want you to get this. A value decision is that P equals V thing that we looked at, this equals that. So if there's 5 prices, they're doing it 5 times for the same thing. Is the sink worth $1,000? Is the sink worth $1,200? Well, I don't know. Is it worth $1,000? Is it worth $115 a month? Is it worth, right? So you see the problem with this? And we create this absolute disaster for customers to follow along to. One price for each item. And that price written as simply as you can. Rounded, no dollars, no commas. Now, if you're using service type, it's software, the numbers are going to show up as the numbers show up. And you may not have any control over any of that, and that's fine. It looks a little different. When you put it in handwriting, it just gets messy so fast. So if you're going to do financing, that's the number you'd write. And you need with financing. And have the full price, the cash price, have that on hand so that you can bring it out quickly. But don't put both, right? Finance, full price, and then value rate, finance, full price. 4 different prices for the same thing. Does that make a stitch of sense to anybody? Like if you looked at something and they gave you 4 prices for it, which one would you automatically want to pay? The lowest one, right? It just doesn't make any sense. Why are these other prices even here? It doesn't make any sense. Just give me the lowest number. That's what I'm going to pay. I don't care how you got to do it. Clearly you're selling it for that. Sell it to me for that. Right? So just pick one number and live with it. All right. I'll get off my soapbox on that. What is the advantage of using investment instead of price or cost?
It's just that. It's just an investment instead of just a short-term drop of the dollar. It's an actual investment. And
yes.
You're going more equity and you're just really investing instead of just more money.
And by using that word, it allows you the opportunity to speak to it. It's an investment. When you do this kind of work in somebody's home, especially when they get into these kinds of little mini renovations and they're doing work in their kitchens and bathrooms, those are the 2 parts of the home that create the most value for resale for a home. Any money you spend in those is money that you're putting into your home and you're going to get back. Like you're putting money away. It's like taking money out of your bank account and putting it into a long-term investment that's going to grow what it is. It's not taking money and spending it and being rid of it forever. That money has now gone into an investment that's gonna continue to appreciate value over time. So just having that understanding of why we're spending that money and how we're spending that money, that makes a big difference. Right? That's what an investment is. All right, very good. What further questions do you have about this? Anything there that we wanna, ready to get building options? Here's what I'm gonna invite you to do. We're gonna go backwards for just a moment to the explore step where you had a curbside form in your trade-specific pages. HVAC, you are page 87. 94 for plumbers, thank you. 82 for electricals. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. We're looking at the curbside, not the curbside, yes, the curbside. Well, let's go one page before that to the summary of findings. Okay, you got a blank summary of findings. Everybody find your way to this page. I'm on the HVAC, but get your own plumbing, your own trade version of this. Blank summary of findings. Everybody got a blank summary of findings? I need a yes.
Yes.
What you're going to do now is, if you actually took down some customer words while you were having your explore practice, you'll have some good words to write there. Otherwise, just go back from memory. What did you talk about, and even invent stuff if you need to. And what I'm going to encourage you to do for the next couple of moments individually is actually complete the options. The options that you would prepare for Mr. Jones or Mr. Moore, the practice that you did with your learning partner in this explore step. Okay? So now you're out at the truck, and now we're building the options. We just read how to. I'll go ahead and do it. What questions do you have about this? Is this clear? Yes? Okay, begin. Build some options.